Hello, Mary Lou here, and I'm here today to show you how to make the cover, how to assemble the cover for the notes journal collection that I put out. And in that kit, I gave you a front, a back, and 3 different sized spine pieces so that you can construct your own journal cover. What you will need is, I used heavyweight chipboard, but you could use medium weight, or you could use cereal box, whatever you have on hand, but it needs to be sturdy enough to hold this all together. So you'll need 2 pieces of 5.5 by 8.5 inch. I'm using chipboard, as I said, and 1 piece of 1.5 by 8.5. When you do that, when you get this cut out, mark it at 1/2 inch, or excuse me, mark it down the center. So put a line at the top and at the bottom to show where center is. These are the 3 pieces that you will need for the kit. This is the back, the front, and I'm making the 1.5 inch spine because when I make my journals, I put them 1/2 inch, I put the signatures 1/2 inch apart. So this space in here will give me, after I put the chipboard in, and so I have my sides, will give me a 1/2 inch between the outside and the inside of the cover, the front and the back of the cover, and between each signature. So that works out really well for me to put a 1/2 inch between. Once you get that done, and gently do those marks. Then you do the center, then mark 1 inch from each side into the spine piece. Draw a line gently. That gives you an approximation of where these are going to glue down. And when you do it, line up, say, the bottom edge. If you're doing it like I am, line up the bottom edge when you're getting ready to glue, so that if there's any overage, and there may be a little bit on my spine, looks like there is, you can cut it off evenly. Okay, so, and then the other thing you'll need, I cut a piece that's 4 inch wide of cotton fabric. It's not real heavy weight, but it does, threads pull easy on it, and that's the look I wanted, because I'm going to hang it out each side and have threads hanging out a little bit. Not all the way, just a little bit. Okay, and the rest will be glued down. I'm using this instead of Tyvek. You could do the same thing with Tyvek, but cut it 8.25 by 4, and that'll give you enough width once this is together to cover all those seams. See that? It works great. So, all right, let's get this started. After you've got all this, the first thing, before we go any farther, ink these 3 sides on the front and back, not the back, the straight edge, the one with the rounded edge. Ink those 3 edges really well, and then ink all 4 edges of the spine piece. Okay? Yeah, there we go. I want to make sure I get it right. That's why I labeled them, so I remember which is front and back, and front goes here, back goes here, and up. Okay, so the next, I use Tyvek. I use Fabri-Tac for my gluing, because it lets you wiggle around a little bit for a little while if you need to. So I hope I can get this where you can see it. So I'm going to apply glue right here. And I have a little trick on Fabri-Tac. I don't know if everybody has figured this out. I read about how many people get Fabri-Tac bubbling up. And I had that happen to me too, all the time. And it was very frustrating, because you don't want to lose the glue and you don't like the mess. But I found the secret to keeping it on. I don't know if I learned it for somebody else or if I just figured it out one day, but so I can't give credit to anybody. When you set the glue down, push down on the cap, it'll click 1 time, and that'll work. All right, so very carefully now, we're going to line up the bottom and line up the sides on that line. And you know Fabri-Tac tack will adhere well once you get it down. So check it. I want to make sure I don't have any spillage on the front. There you go. So that's in well. So now we're going to do the other side. I hope you're having a good day. And if you're following along, just pause the video and do a step and then go a little farther. That works for me when I want to make something that I haven't made before. Okay, so I set it down, pop the lid on. Get the, yeah, okay. So then I'm going to line this up on the bottom and against that line. Okay. Oh, I love this stuff because it clings so well, but it does give you time. It gives you wiggle room and gives you time to figure out how to get it set up and where you want it to be. There you go. So that's done. I do have a little overage here. You can see this side's flush. So I'm going to cut that off. Well, maybe I'll get it straight. Okay, I may have to trim it again later, but I can do that after the book's together too. Okay, so now the first thing we're going to do is first thing we're going to do is lay this down the middle now. No, I'm going to wait on that. First thing I'm going to do, stop, wait, Mary Lou. I'm jumping ahead. I'm going to find those lines and make sure that it's, yeah, I'm going to put it, so you want to leave enough room on each side and try to leave it kind of even. So there you go. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to now apply glue, my Fabri-Tac, to this edge because it's got a rounded edge and I like the rounded edges on my to fit towards the outside. Just apply plenty of glue so it'll stick. Usually when I make a cover, I make a wrapped cover, and I've made a video, you can find it, how to make a cover. I wrapped all of this with all my pieces. I'm going to eyeball it because I want to get that as close to center as I can get it. I think that'll work. I lost a fingernail, forgot to fix it before I came online. Sorry about that. Okay, I think that's in place now. I think it's probably stuck. I didn't put my ink down. There you go, or my glue cap down. Okay. So then take another piece. None of these are rounded. Okay, doesn't matter. You're going to glue it exactly to this edge. Don't worry about over here. Worry about here, because this will give you plenty of room. And get it as straight as you can onto your cover. Again, lining it up with the bottom. Okay. That's the other thing I like about Fabri-Tac. You couldn't do this with white glue. It'd be dry by the time you got finished. And I wouldn't want to use tape, like score tape or anything, anything like that, because once it was put down, you were done. It will not move. And I used to use, if I was just doing strips, I used to use, what was it I used? Oh, never mind, I don't remember. Okay, that's enough. So I'm going to put that down, pop my cap down, and line this up. Okay, so that's down. And I apparently cut this piece crooked, but you'll still get the idea. Make sure you cut it a full 8.5. Okay, now we're going to put the other piece down. Okay, I think that's pretty good. It's on pretty thick. Okay, put that down, these on, and again I'm going to line it up with the bottom and with the outside edge so that it's matched. I want a nice flush edge right here. Gosh, I got off all across there, but that's going to be easy to go back and fix, other than this is off, and that's my fault, that's just how I cut, because I was trying to hurry up and do this, because it's late. Okay. All right, so that's done. Now I'm going to apply glue 1 inch out this way. On here. And this will secure it, as well as Tyvek or anything you could use. It's fabric. And it secures the journal together. But like I said, I am only using this. I usually use Tyvek, and Tyvek has never failed me in any of my journals. I think I'm going to try to do half at a time because it's drying out under my lights. So we'll just do like that. I want it tight. And then I'll do this side. Now, I didn't cut them. I was going to, but I didn't get that far before I got this done. And yes, I'm kind of running my finger down through there, although there's no glue there. Anyway, see, it'll immediately fold for you. And I'll need to cut this part off, but I can cut it even though, well, I don't know what I'll do with that, but I can cut this edge off. Now you would cover it. You would put... I've given you some, like 3 sheets or so, and there's other sheets in the kit that you can use, but that you can cut at 5.5 by 5.5 by 8.5 on both pieces of the front and back, and then cut another piece that's 8.5 by 4 to put. After you glue these 2 sides on, glue that piece down here. If before you glue it on, if you want to take this edge on both sides of the spine piece, I mean of the, the piece you're going to cover the inside spine with, you can do a decorative punch on here and ink it up, ink this edge up, and then just glue it down on there. Then you'll need to take, I didn't bring with me, but you'll need to take your bone folder and just gently score down through here and fold. I like to crease mine like this, right up against that backbone. Gives it a nice finished look. And there you have your journal cover. I hope that was helpful, even though I screwed up on a few places. I think you still get the general idea of how to do this. And this will work really well to secure your spine. Have a good day. The link for my journal kit will be down below if you want to go see it. And the cover. Have a great day. Bye-bye now.